Okay, a fundamental submission from the mount, the Americana. Okay, the armbar and Americana in terms of joint locks, I think are the number 1 and 2 submission that all new jiu-jitsu students should be working on. Okay, yeah, there's some strangles. There's a whole list of subs you could do. You know, there's 3 variations of a cross choke, something we were talking about just before this, and you know, finding the things that work for you. When I'm teaching beginners, these are the 2 joint locks that I teach everyone, right? You know, I might not be as worried about showing them transitioning to the mount with a darce, or you know, a super complex mount or triangle setup. I want them to know the basics, and this will be just a basic Americana. We're just going to do a simple setup and some basic finishing details. This will be first in a series of videos where we're going over different aspects of the technique. Okay, so you know, encourage everybody. We'll number them so you can see. But like, this is number 1. Move here forward. Find video number 2. All right. So Americana from mount. What I want to think about doing is connecting with my forearm. In future technique variations and things, we'll go over how to get their hands here. We're just starting here. This is basic. Okay. So assume, you know, somebody's never seen the Americana. Even if you have, you take things away from this. Connect your forearm. Okay. Here. All right. I don't like this idea of going here. Mostly because I've got a couple of counters I do where I push their arm in. Okay. So connect with your forearm and lead in with your elbow. Okay. Not pushing to the mat and then elbow down. Elbow. Right there. Okay. It's different. Okay. Even if he be strong right here. And go slow. He can't really resist out. I feel him like kind of quivering there. And I'm just laying down. There's my forearm connected. I'm just laying down. Connect my hands here. Okay? Now, all I want to think about doing on this variation is going like this with his arm. I already see his hand wanting to come up, right? He's just doing that out of preservation. Okay? And as I do that, I lift his elbow. Okay? So I connect, I get my hands together. I just barely had to go once I got that grip. Okay? So the grip is here and here. And this is how, you know, not this, there's different ways people will grab the Americana. Here, right? And then here, curling the wrist. And then I like this motorcycle grip. Okay? Some people even do a figure 4. Right? But this, you know, is very hard to extend your arm to get out of. Okay? Can you extend your arm? That's the basic thing that you want to stop, is someone from being able to straighten their arm to get out of your Americana. I feel is that here, but particularly here, twist and straighten your arm to get out. There. That's why I don't like grabbing with the thumb on that hand. Okay? Here, let's see if you can do it there. Harder, but you got a little more slack, right? If you started adding the second hand in, maybe you could. Here, see if you can do it now. Most of the time you want to tap when you do that, okay? So here, pretty short fulcrum, right there. We're going to go into some things like using a redistribution of weight, or what if they do these common escapes, or different body types. You know, there are modifications that you may have to make. Like there, he was tapping before I ran out of room. Sometimes you run into your own knee, right? Sometimes somebody's trying to claw your eyes out. And it just kind of depends on the scenario. I mean, if people think like that wouldn't happen in a fight, or like a MMA situation or something. It's like eye pokes happen all the time. I've had fighters poked in the eye on the ground, standing against the cage, every scenario. If you watch UFC, you'll see the same thing. Okay, so you know, some things to think about, but we want to be the Americana to be just kind of comprehensive and address all of these little nuances of things people might do, right? The common escapes, knee elbow, hip escape, and you know, UPA, the bridge and roll. So we'll be going over those things. Again, this is first in a series, so check out each individual situation.